Floyd Mayweather reportedly clashes with Jake Paul over Tyson fight cancellation. Tensions reached a boiling point between Floyd Mayweather and Jake Paul, following the latter's sudden announcement to cancel his highly anticipated fight with Mike Tyson. In the often tight-lipped world of professional boxing, where fighters rarely overstep into each other's business, this kind of aggressive interference was shocking, even more so coming from the usually composed Mayweather. While Mayweather typically focuses on his promotional work with Mayweather Productions, he made headlines by being one of the first to visit Mike Tyson after news of Tyson's ulcer flare-up surfaced. Sources close to the scene say Floyd showed genuine concern for Tyson, who, despite his medical condition, remained determined to go ahead with the bout. Jake Paul, on the other hand, abruptly pulled out of the fight, insisting on sticking to the original date of July 20th, almost as if he had a deadline for his motivation. That didn't sit well with Floyd. The undefeated legend wasn't willing to stand by and watch what he considered blatant disrespect. What followed was a heated confrontation that escalated into a near-physical altercation. The incident occurred on June 18, 2024, during a high-profile charity event at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. The evening, designed to raise funds for youth boxing programs, attracted an array of celebrities and sports figures. The energy was electric, but things turned tense backstage when Mayweather and Paul found themselves in close quarters. Witnesses report that the conversation began civilly, with Floyd questioning Jake's commitment to the sport and whether he was truly ready to face a real opponent like Tyson, or even someone like Mike Perry. But Jake, known for his bravado, fired back with confidence, prompting Floyd's temper to flare. Floyd, never one to hold back, allegedly lashed out, verbally and physically, turning the exchange into a full-blown confrontation. Onlookers were stunned by the intensity of the clash. Leading up to the altercation, Mayweather had publicly voiced his skepticism about Jake's boxing journey. In a series of sarcastic but pointed remarks, Floyd warned Jake about the dangers of stepping into the ring with someone like Tyson. "Jake, you don't know what you're getting into. Tyson is a beast," Floyd had said. This wasn't trash talk. It was a genuine attempt to caution the YouTuber-turned-boxer about the immense risks involved. Mayweather also criticized Jake's previous opponents, implying they were soft targets compared to someone like Tyson. As long as he keeps fighting MMA guys and YouTubers, he'll keep looking good, but when he gets in the ring with a real fighter, one who can really fight, it's not going to end well. Whether the fight between Jake and Tyson is rescheduled or canceled entirely remains to be seen. One thing is clear: Mayweather has no patience for what he sees as disrespect toward legends of the sport, and he's willing to confront it head-on.
As long as he continues to fight MMA guys and YouTubers, he's gonna continue to look good and shine. But once he fights a real fighter, a real fighter that can really fight, it's not.
Floyd Mayweather's protective role in Jake Paul's boxing career and his blunt warnings about Tyson Floyd Mayweather made a bold statement when he criticized Jake Paul's previous opponents, fighters who, while skilled in their own fields, lacked the boxing pedigree of a seasoned pro like Mike Tyson. But here's a surprising twist. Floyd himself had a hand in selecting some of Jake's early matchups. Yes, you read that right. Mayweather, recognizing Jake's raw potential, deliberately steered him away from elite boxers too soon. Instead, he chose opponents from the MMA world and social media circles, not to insult Jake's abilities, but to ensure a smoother, safer transition into the sport. Floyd understood that throwing Jake into the ring with top-tier professionals early on could have derailed his career completely. Despite the public jabs and sarcastic remarks, Mayweather's actions stemmed from genuine concern. He wasn't just mocking Jake, he was protecting him. In fact, Floyd didn't shy away when asked about Jake possibly fighting Canelo Alvarez. His response was candid, even harsh. "You'd get poyered up by Canelo. I'm sorry, it's TMG. Yeah, you can curse. I apologize, but no, there's no way. He'd get demolished." Floyd wasn't being cruel. He was being honest. He had seen Jake's capabilities from the start and wasn't on board with him stepping into the ring with someone as dangerous as Canelo. And if Floyd had reservations about Canelo, it's no wonder he was deeply concerned about Jake challenging Mike Tyson. Behind the scenes, Floyd made multiple attempts to mentor Jake. He didn't just offer vague warnings, he shared real, actionable advice. From training regimens and mental discipline to fight strategy and stamina management. Floyd saw flashes of promise in Jake, and like any experienced mentor, he tried to guide him through the unforgiving landscape of professional boxing. What's more, Floyd's mentorship went deeper than tactics. He wanted Jake to understand the mentality needed to survive and thrive in the sport, something that can't be taught overnight. Despite their vastly different backgrounds, Floyd saw a bit of himself in Jake, a driven fighter eager to prove himself. Floyd's advice is worth heeding not just because he's a legend, but because of the sheer scale of his influence. Known as Money Mayweather, he holds an undefeated 50-0 record, a testament to his strategic brilliance and discipline. Since his debut in 1996, Floyd has become one of the most iconic figures in global sports. Remember his 2015 bout with Manny Pacquiao? That event alone generated over $600 million, becoming the highest-grossing fight in boxing history at the time. As Joe Rogan once put it, he had no business being in the middle of him, but that just shows you how good Floyd really is. For Jake Paul, the journey into serious boxing is far from over, and while he may not always take Mayweather's advice, he'd do well to remember that behind Floyd's blunt delivery is the wisdom of a fighter who has truly seen and survived it all.
He was executing him.
Yeah,
no desire. I mean, no business being in the ring with him. But just show you how good Floyd really is.
Yeah, he's awesome.
How Mayweather Promotions revolutionized boxing and launched a new generation of champions. In 2007, Floyd Mayweather took a bold step that would redefine his legacy, not just as a fighter, but as a visionary businessman. By founding Mayweather Promotions, he didn't just level up his career, he changed the landscape of professional boxing. The move solidified his status as a major player in the business side of the sport, and the impact was immediate. Since its inception, Mayweather Promotions has been behind some of the biggest and most lucrative fights in boxing history, including Floyd's own blockbuster bout against Conor McGregor in 2017, which generated over $700 million in revenue. Today, Mayweather Promotions is a powerhouse. Known for producing massive pay-per-view numbers and high-profile events, the company stands as a benchmark for promotional excellence in combat sports. But Floyd's vision extended far beyond his own fights. From the beginning, he made it clear that his mission was to build the future of boxing, and that meant discovering, mentoring, and promoting new talent. Take Gervonta "Tank" Davis, for example. Signed by Mayweather Promotions in 2015, Davis quickly rose to prominence under Floyd's mentorship. In January 2017, he captured his first world title by defeating Jose Pedraza for the IBF Super featherweight championship. Since then, Davis has remained undefeated, racking up multiple world titles across various weight classes. His explosive style and knockout power have made him one of the most exciting fighters in the sport, and a direct reflection of Mayweather's strategic guidance. Another standout talent fostered by Mayweather Promotions is Badu Jack. Signed. In 2013, Jack made his mark by defeating Anthony Dirrell in 2015 to win the WBC super middleweight title. He has since fought some of the toughest competitors in the game and held championships in 2 different weight divisions, cementing his status as a top-tier fighter. Mayweather's eye for talent isn't limited to the US either. He has helped bring attention to international contenders like Andrew Tabiti, a rising force in the cruiserweight division. Known for his technical skill and knockout power, Tabiti has been steadily climbing the ranks and making his presence felt on the global stage. The reach of Mayweather Promotions now spans a wide range of fighters and weight classes. Former CEO Leonard Ellerbe has frequently spoken about Floyd's hands-on approach, emphasizing that Mayweather is deeply involved in every aspect of his fighters' careers, from training advice and strategy to personal mentorship. This personal investment is one of the core pillars of Mayweather Promotions' success. Floyd doesn't just promote fighters, he guides them, drawing from his own decades-long career at the pinnacle of the sport. From pay-per-view juggernauts to rising champions, Floyd Mayweather has built more than just a business. He's built a legacy of influence that will shape the sport for generations to come.
And Floyd was that guy, and the two worlds collided, and we used that as a platform for Floyd to go on to become the biggest star in the sport. This one's different because, social media.
That's why when I say Floyd Mayweather's impact on boxing is undeniable, you have to believe me. He hasn't just dominated inside the ring, he's revolutionized the business side of the sport as well. Floyd was one of the first fighters to truly understand and leverage his own marketability. He negotiated lucrative deals, structured contracts to his advantage, and ensured he received a significant share of the revenue from every fight. His business acumen set a new standard, showing future fighters how to take control of their careers and earnings. Even in retirement, Floyd remains one of the most active figures in boxing. While he typically stays out of other fighters' personal matters, when it comes to Mike Tyson, it's different. There's deep respect and genuine friendship between the two legends. In May 2024, a serious health scare brought Tyson's planned fight with Jake Paul into question. Tyson began experiencing severe abdominal pain, which was later diagnosed as an ulcer flare-up, a painful condition involving open sores in the stomach lining. It significantly impacted his ability to train and prepare, putting the future of the fight in jeopardy. Tyson, known for his unmatched resilience in and out of the ring, now faced a challenge that had nothing to do with physical opponents. This was about his health. And Floyd, concerned and supportive, wasted no time. On May 15, 2024, he flew to Tyson's home in Henderson, Nevada, to check on his longtime friend. The meeting between these two icons was deeply emotional. Floyd, who has long admired Tyson's warrior spirit, was visibly shaken by the situation. The conversation between them wasn't about business, titles, or hype. It was about legacy, health, and humanity. Floyd reminded Mike of everything he's achieved, telling him that his legacy was already cemented and that his health had to come first. Tyson, ever the fighter, opened up about the fear and pain he was experiencing, pain that even the toughest fighters can't always outmatch. The ulcer was more than a medical issue. It was a sobering reminder of mortality. Yet, despite everything, Tyson remained determined to fight. This moment revealed something rarely seen in public: the emotional bond between two of boxing's greatest and Floyd's unshakable loyalty to those he respects. He didn't show up for publicity. He showed up as a friend, a mentor, and a man who understands what it means to put everything on the line. Floyd's influence on the sport goes far beyond his undefeated record. He shaped careers, elevated the business model, and, when it matters most, shown compassion and leadership outside the ring.
Different date, same fate. I'ma knock out Jake Paul.
However, Floyd Mayweather's conversation with Mike Tyson made a real impact. It wasn't just a friendly visit, it was a turning point. Floyd's presence offered Tyson a moment of clarity, pushing him to reconsider his immediate priorities and put his health first. Medically, Tyson's condition was serious and required close attention. His doctors implemented a strict treatment plan, which included medications to reduce stomach acid, a carefully controlled diet to avoid triggering further pain, and a series of endoscopic procedures to monitor the healing of his ulcer. These medical steps were essential to ensure a safe and complete recovery. As a result, Tyson's training was temporarily suspended, and any physical activity was kept under tight supervision to prevent any flare-ups or complications. Still, despite all of this, Tyson remained determined to step back into the ring. His fighter's mentality wouldn't let him back down easily. Meanwhile, the situation with Jake Paul took an unexpected and concerning turn. After a high-intensity sparring session with Tyson on May 20th, 2024, Jake reportedly suffered multiple concussions and other injuries, raising serious concerns about his physical readiness for a full-scale bout. Jake's decision to cancel the fight wasn't taken lightly. It was driven by legitimate health fears. While some saw it as backing out, those close to the situation understood that continuing under such conditions could have led to even more severe consequences. This entire episode revealed the brutal truth behind boxing. The risks are real, and health must come first, even for legends and rising stars. The tension between ambition and self-preservation played out in real time, one fighter battling through pain, the other realizing the limits of his own endurance.
Obviously, devastating news. I'm heartbroken, speechless,
The blow came fast and hard. Jake Paul staggered back, clearly stunned, and before he could regain his footing, Floyd Mayweather delivered a second punch, this time landing squarely on Jake's eye. The entire incident unfolded in a matter of seconds, leaving the crowd around them frozen in stunned silence. What followed was utter chaos. Security personnel and bodyguards from both camps swarmed in to separate the two fighters. Witnesses described the scene as frantic, filled with shouts, panic, and confusion. Jake, visibly shaken and bleeding from his nose, was immediately escorted away by his team. Medical staff on site quickly stepped in, treating what would later be confirmed as a broken nose and a swollen eye. The confrontation shocked everyone, especially considering it took place at a charity event. Many in attendance couldn't believe what they had just witnessed. Some attendees captured the moment on their phones, and within minutes, videos of the altercation began spreading across social media. The boxing community and fans alike reacted with a storm of commentary and debate. In the immediate aftermath, Floyd was pulled aside by his security team. According to sources close to the scene, he remained unapologetic, reportedly saying he needed to learn a lesson. Meanwhile, Jake was transported to a nearby hospital for further evaluation. His team issued a brief statement later that night, condemning the attack and assuring fans that Jake would recover. The incident has sparked intense discussion. Was Floyd justified, or did he go too far? If you've seen the video, what do you think? Did Floyd do the right thing, or was this an unprovoked escalation? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.